Everybody I know is working on themselves, but nobody I know is actually dating. And I don't think those two facts are like unrelated. And I actually think that one is quietly the reason of the other, and that's what we're going to talk about today. The problem that I have realized is that working on yourself, or like healing, self healing, whatever you want to call it, slightly became an excuse to not date. What I mean by that is that now there is all that kind of like vocabulary and stuff that we learn about ourselves and how to put boundaries, how to have like time for yourself, etc. But at first it was supposed to be something to work on yourself, to be like a better self, so then you can be a better person to be in a relationship. But then it silently becomes something that was used as an excuse to actually not date. Like boundaries was something that you have with your partner, like to define something that you've defined together. And now it's kind of used as something like, okay, if you cross my boundaries, like it's kind of like something negative, like you cross my boundaries, it's not gonna work, or stuff like that, which on paper is not a bad thing. That's true, like you should have boundaries and stuff. But the way it is used, it's kind of like a defensive mechanism to like push people out. Another thing that I see a lot is that now everyone knows kind of their attachment style. And now it's kind of like becoming like something to hide behind. Being like, oh, this is my attachment style, so this is why I'm acting like this. That's it. Like, kind of like, okay, now that you have this attachment style, then you cannot behave like differently. Like, no, this is not what that means. Like an attachment style at first, from my point of view, is not something fixed. Depending on your life stage and the partner that you have, your attachment style will change. So being like, oh, this is my attachment style, so I cannot do this, I should do this, I need someone like that, is wrong. But you see my point. Like people are using all of those things to kind of like excuse themselves or hide behind like words to like avoid the truth and avoid actually dating people or make effort in their relationship. And then they're like, oh, this is the fault of like the other person because me, I'm doing this and this and this, but this is wrong. So you see my point of like how using like self-improvement and like healing is used as a mechanism to kind of like prevent people to actually date and open themselves and build a relationship. Another problem with that is that people doing this think that there is a finish line. Think that, okay, I'm gonna work on myself, I'm gonna heal all my trauma and everything, and then I will be ready to go into a relationship. I'm sorry to tell you, there is no ready. Like there will never be a day you will wake up and be like, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready. There is no issue anymore. I can just go and date someone for like the rest of my life. It's gonna be perfect. No, this is not how it's working. I'm not saying that you do not reach a point where you feel better and you have healed everything you have to heal. But you're never gonna reach a point where everything is perfect and you're like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like you will always have things that will maybe come up in a different form, in a different way. And most likely, maybe there is new thing that will come along the way that you don't know. The goal of like working on yourself and healing is to be able to manage that, like to be able to deal with it in a day-to-day basis or in a relationship. So all the kind of things that you can have, like avoidance, confidence, like self-trust, etc. Of course, you can work on yourself, etc. But you're not going to reach a point where it's like all perfect, and now you can be like, okay, now let me go start to date and let me like find someone. So you have to stop with this illusion of thinking that if you heal yourself, you need to be ready to be able to date someone or to build something. Of course, there is like a difference between not being ready at all and you did not start to heal, and like kind of like feeling ready. Like there is like a middle. Like you have to, of course, start to work on yourself if you know you're not ready for a relationship. But what I mean is that don't just wait for the perfect moment to be like, okay, I can start again, because that perfect moment does not exist. So what's the best way to deal with that? As I just said before, like working on yourself, healing is important. Like therapy, whatever the tool you want to use, is something great to work on. But now how do you decide that you are ready to go back into a relationship or like to talk with people or like start to date with people? you are the only person that can decide that. Like, I cannot, your therapist cannot. You will be the best person to be able to feel that you're ready or not. And again, by ready, I'm not saying that you have to be everything sorted out and perfectly aligned, but just that you feel that, okay, you reach a stage where you feel that you can go date again, you can go talk to people again, you can learn about more people, and that you know that you will be able to handle yourself, that you will be able to handle your trauma and all of that. So the goal is to actually keep the tools, like whatever you're doing to heal yourself, to work on yourself, keep that like long term. There is not a moment when you feel like, oh, I'm good and I'm stopping everything. No, keep that long term. And the best way to know if you are ready is to try. Like, just try. Like, get in touch with people, friends, like friends of friends that will be like presented to you. I don't know if you're not ready yet to go into dating apps or something like that, but start slow and see how you feel. This is the best way to see if you actually feel that you're ready or not. But again, work on yourself, heal yourself. Don't wait the perfect moment and then judge by yourself if you think that you're ready or not, and just go slowly with that. That could be, like, depending on the person, that could be a process that could be long or fast, but don't compare yourself to other people. Just listen to yourself and how you feel about that. So the one thing to remember from this video is that healing and working on yourself should not be something that you will use against meeting new people or dating, or as an excuse to not make effort in your relationship or in your way of finding people. Like, healing and working on yourself are like great things. Getting to therapy, whatever you're doing, they're great things. Keep that and work on that as long as possible. Then when you feel ready, try again to meet people, date with people, and see how you feel, and then just repeat. There is no finish line, because you will always learn, always have like new thing coming into your life. The goal is to build the skills that will help you to handle that in a proper way for yourself and for your future relationship. So if this video was somehow helpful, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. I see you soon for another one, and until then, take care and drink your water.